In this video, the focus is on the purchasing process in the SAP system. Procurement is one of the core logistical processes within a company and is represented in the SAP Materials Management module. Its objective is to ensure the supply of materials and services to the organization. The purchasing process typically begins with a demand, which is identified either manually or automatically. Automatic recognition can be triggered, for example, through materials requirements planning. Once a requirement has been identified, a purchase requisition is created. This is an internal document and does not yet have any legal implications for the supplier. Before the purchase requisition can proceed further, it must pass through an approval process. During this step, the requisition is reviewed to ensure that all required information is correct and any necessary approvals are obtained. Once authorized by the responsible approver, the process continues based on the requisition. The next step is the creation of a request for quotation, referred to as RFQ, or directly a purchase order. An RFQ is optional and typically used when quotations are to be obtained from multiple potential suppliers, for example, as part of a tender process. The RFQ is sent to one or more suppliers to request details about pricing, delivery timelines, and terms. Once the quotations are received and evaluated, a suitable supplier can be selected. This evaluation can be documented directly in the system. Once a supplier is chosen, or if no RFQ was required, a purchase order is created. The purchase order is a legally binding document and is sent directly to the supplier. It contains all relevant information such as the material, quantity, delivery date, price, purchasing organization, and the associated plant. Depending on the system configuration, the purchase order itself may also be subject to an approval process. Only after successful approval is the order transmitted to the supplier. After the purchase order is sent, the company waits for the delivery. Once the materials arrive, goods receipt is posted in the SAP system. The system then updates the stock levels in the warehouse and records that the delivery was made against the order. At the same time, a goods receipt item is created in the system, which will later be used for invoice verification. Following goods receipt, invoice verification takes place. The invoice issued by the supplier is matched against the purchase order and the goods receipt. This so-called three-way match ensures that payment is only made if all three documents, the purchase order, the goods receipt, and the invoice, match. Only then is the invoice released for payment. The purchasing process concludes with the payment to the supplier. This step is handled within the SAP FI module. During this step, the open item from the invoice posting is cleared, and the transaction is finalized from an accounting perspective. In summary, the purchasing process in SAP represents a structured sequence of steps that are tightly integrated within the system architecture. Each step is documented by corresponding system documents and logically linked. This ensures transparency, allows detailed analysis, and supports a smooth and efficient procurement process.
We hope the video helped you. In case you got any additional questions or comments, please leave a message below. See you next time, your ADVIST Academy.